welcome to this episode of iRacing. This is Neil Williams of Team VVV, bringing you the next episode in my iRacing career. So we'll have a look at the race from Laguna Seca in the Mazda Cup car in just a minute. And before we do that, just have a look at the hosted iRacing screen. So this is where a lot of fun can be had. You can go and enjoy pretty much any car that you want, such as an Indy car, Formula 1 car, or V8 supercar. And say, for example, if you don't have the required license to do that in an official series, then you can always do it here. And you can do one-off races. You can also host your own races. So if you don't find the race that you want, you can always just host your own race and create a tournament if you wish as well. And please remember that if you do enjoy our videos and you'd like to support Team VVV, you can follow the link at the bottom of this video in the description, and you will get 3 months for the price of one. So we're back at Laguna Seca, and this time we started on pole position, but as you see, I haven't really made a good start. And I was really struggling at this stage with my starts, and I didn't realize that you could select first gear when the lights go grey instead of when they go, green. So I was waiting for the green light and trying to change up to first gear at the start, and that didn't really work out too well for me. You can see I've lost 2 places already here, and we're going to stay on board and just have a look at the 2 drivers in front of us there. So if you remember the previous races as well, I didn't really do too well, and the results weren't too good. But in terms of pace, I was quite happy with my pace though. I think relative to the other drivers, my pace was quite good. So it wasn't really a fact of me not having the pace to challenge them. I just made various mistakes. So that's one thing that you should try and remember as well, is that when you're racing and you're trying to, gain consistency and stuff, that's probably the most important thing that I'd say you'd want to focus on. So make sure that when you're going around the circuit or whatever, you're learning where the braking points are. I would say that's probably the most important thing, most important key towards consistency. So just try and make sure you find some braking markers. The braking markers can be anything that you want, anything that gives you a good visual reference. So it could be, one of the markers on the side of the track, and you can see there, 2 of the drivers have both gone off in front of us there. So so we're back up to first position, and as I was saying, my previous races weren't too good. So I remember that, and I remember the fact that my pace was quite good, and I do want to put that right this time. So we're back in the lead now. So this is where I want to be. This is where I feel most comfortable. I also enjoy the chase as well, but I'd prefer to be out front and set the pace. And as you can see, we forwarded a little bit there, so we're going on to the last few laps. I think there's the last 2 laps here, and you can see we've built up a nice big gap there. But the driver in second, he's not not that far behind, and he'll be trying to push for that win. And but I'm not going to try and let go of the win too easily. So I know he's going to have to fight me quite hard. I prefer to finish first than to second or anything else like that. So yeah, I'll be trying to hold on to this first position all the way through until the end of the race. But I won't spoil the result for you. This video is not going to be too long. It's going to be quite short, and just covering this race here. And as you can see, the middle part of the race, there wasn't really too much going on, but it's closed up a little bit now. I've made a few mistakes during the race. So just trying to maintain consistency, and we'll go back to what I was talking about in terms of learning how to be consistent, is looking out for those brake markers. As you can see on the left there was a brake marker, and I used that for the corkscrew going down here, and so that's one thing which helps me to be consistent. And I'd say, yeah, probably the most important things in terms of consistency is getting those brake markers right, and in combination with your gear changes and your lines and stuff like that. So that will help you to be a lot more consistent during the races. So we're coming up to start the final lap of the race, and this is the hairpin going onto the main straight. And as you can see, the gap's probably closed up quite a bit there. Yep, he's not too far behind. And what I'm thinking now is that I just want to maintain the gap, and just, I don't need to push too hard in this final state of the race. I've come this far, and that's something that I would say you want to remember as well, is that when you're in when you're in a good position, just try to maintain that consistency. And this is where the consistency will come in handy, is when you're under pressure, somebody's behind you and they're trying to look for a way through. You can see them in your mirrors, just maintain that consistency. Just keep going for the consistency, and that will get you through to the end of the race. And consistency can also win you races sometimes as well. Some guys might be quicker than you, but they might not have the consistency. They might be all over the track and, you know, locking up brakes and all sorts of things, you know, sliding the car through the corner. But if you're maintaining a nice smooth line, you've got good gear changes, and you know where your braking markers are, it should help you to get through to the end of the race. So just having a look here, and as we go through, remember this was one of the corners which I had a little bit of trouble on last time, so that's where I spun. I was putting a little bit too much input into the front of the car, but no mistakes this time, not in this race anyway. Just got a few more corners to go. As you can see, the second place driver, he's close right up there, right up to the back of me there, but I can see him there. I know this is the last lap as well, so I'm not going to be pushing too hard, just trying to maintain that gap and bring it home through to the end. So after having a couple of bad results, and you know, things didn't really go my way, so it's basically we're back to the front here, and really enjoyed this race as well, and nice to be back at the front as well. You can see he's close right up to the back of me there, but he's run out of time, and I know he's run out of time, so I'm not too worried about it. And as you can see, we've come across the line there. And that concludes this episode of iRacing from me, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Please stay tuned for more races in the future, and I hope to bring you more races. Thank you. Bye.